here we are, the new system. Right, I'm sorry to interrupt you guys, but I just wanted to bump in and say at the end of this video there is a full rundown of what's going on in my business life and what's been happening and why I haven't been posting many videos and things. If you want to stick around and listen to that, please do. I've just watched it back myself when editing this, and I've probably sat there and been about 3 or 4 things that I should probably edit out because they were either said wrong or I've come across in the wrong way. But I just left it because I wanted it to be raw. A certain bit in there, me saying about I just don't want to use this kit, isn't actually true. Obviously, I want to use the kit. I'm just a bit like demotivated at the moment in terms of I need like a bit of a break, is what I feel like. That came across a bit wrong, but bear with me. Have a listen. It's all raw content, so yeah. Anyway, enjoy this part of the video. This is the setup and what's been going on in terms of my van and work. There's also, like I say, a bit of roof cleaning in there. So yeah, enjoy, and I'll catch up with you a bit later on. I will go through it all soon. We'll have a new video out where I'll go through what's going on, because obviously we've got solar panels up here. We've got the inverter, everything, batteries are down there. And then you've got new everything. So new machine, new hose, new tank, new boiler, diesel, everything's new. But yeah, so we are today on this roof that you can't really see. So I'm going to take it a bit, just learn how to use all the new kit, because obviously I've gone from a Honda engine to a Vanguard electric start with this in situ rather than kind of make do. So yeah, whole new everything. Gonna give it a go. Got the tower, everything's going. I'm gonna start on this bottom bit just so I can get a feel for the machine and things, because obviously I don't know about the revs and the needle valves and whatever else. So yeah, let's begin. Obviously I've got a makeshift hose as well, because normally I used to have 2 hoses, but we plan to stick one up here, a low pressure one, so I can just go like that. And then yeah, this is basically the PWS Compact as a PB, and honestly it's fantastic. I'm over the moon with it. Darren pulled out an absolute, Darren, Sonia, Chris, Fester, John, all of them yesterday done amazing for me, and honestly I'm so grateful. Thank you guys, go check them out. Get all your kit from those guys. Obviously I've wasted so much money over the time trying to get, you know, kit, trying to make do, Hondas, whatever else. I thought, oh yeah, this will do, nice. Not practical. Just go to these guys, get what you need and be done with it, because now I feel officially done with it. This is now the system forevermore. I need to work out my low pressure hose situation, because this isn't ideal. This is just to make do. So we need, I'm gonna go see if they've got a hose, if I'm honest, just in case. Right, so we're all filled up just about. We're a bit lucky really. Another meter and I probably wouldn't have made it, but we're good for now. This is a short-term thing anyway. I mean, this hose lock hose hasn't actually been used for about 2 years. This was on my original setup with a wheelie bin. So yeah, works. We've cut it over time. Probably lost about 10 meters over time. So it used to be 50 meters long. Probably now I'd say it's about 35. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to take the tower out and we're going to start on the bottom side and do the whole length of the bottom side just to get used to the system. Any tweaks we need to do, any leaks or anything like that, we can obviously not have to faff around with the tower. And then my plan is to do one side today and then come back and do the other side in the driveway, because if I try and smash it out, I fear that something's going to go horribly wrong with the kit. It's not going to go wrong with like me, it's just going to be something that I'm a bit stupid about, because like I say, I've never, all of this stuff is new, so it's a bit, like I say, I don't really want to dive in like I normally would. Chemicals and fuels can go there, and then all the towers, I don't really need the vacuum. I don't even know why I bring it. I haven't even got the poles and stuff. But yeah, just lock that off so that can't spin anymore. Nice. pull that away from the exhaust. And yeah, we're good. That's the one I think is good. New fittings as well, so much easier than them brass ones. And also, didn't have this before, but if I wanted to get rid of water quickly, just do that now. It's so much quicker than running it through the machine, I'm also going to drill a hole here and have it, so I can just turn that and have it turn basically all the time when I'm done. So when I drive along, it can just spill out. So, how much water have we got? We're almost full. So, I need to turn, let's turn it all the way, and give it a good one whole spin. There. This is for the boiler, so we'll flip that on in a sec. So to begin with, we pull both of these to there, and then we make a start. You ready? The boiler on just yet because I want to get the pressure right first, which is why it's a bit of a faff about. Move this big hose, pole out of the way. Grab this one. So I now need to work out roughly what pressure we're going to be at for the roost. Because normally I just play with this. I don't know. Okay, let's restart that. Sounds about right. So this is a bit new with the electric start as well. Like, I actually don't know what I'm doing really. I'm just kind of hoping for the best and starting it. Time. It took us 28 minutes to set up. That's not bad, really. Obviously the tower's not set up, but we're going. Right, let's get this pressure right. I have no idea what this is going to be. My hat. That's not right, it's too low. So I think we can just adjust this, I believe. So we can now fine tune. Now pressure, that is actually too much. They're flying away. Do you see how it's slow when it builds up? That's the K1 for you. Loosen that out slightly. See just how slow it is? And then all of a sudden it will just build up until we're... Oh, block nozzle. Still too low. So it's very, very, very difficult to get right. So I think this should be about it. There we go, see? It's now balancing there with one hand. Okay. Right, let's set the boiler up. So now if I flick the inverter, you'll see what happens. Flick that, and I'll turn that to what I want it to be. Let's go for 90 degrees. I've ruined my cup of tea as well, look. Covered in sap. Right, anyway folks, I'm going to leave you there for now. I will time lapse a bit of it and I will catch up with you at the end of the job because, like I say, that is I'd like to turn the hot water off one day and do like a half and half. Hot water to cold water, because that honestly is incredible. There is no white like it. There's a bit, but it's all like coming up really well. Right then folks, so this is future Liam here, as you can probably tell by the nice fancy microphone which the GoPro has no longer got. Anyway, I thought I'd just dive in. As you can see here at the end of my nozzle, you can see all this like spray, which is actually the steam. I'd like to say that if you have the temperature too high, which I would say around 80 degrees, you're probably struggling to see where the nozzle is. So this was about 70 degrees, I'd say, and it was just about right, so I could see exactly what I was doing with the nozzles, as well as getting enough heat to be able to kill off all the organic growth. So, as I say, 70 degrees is about right. Anyway, I really actually enjoyed cleaning this roof of steam. I don't know why. I think it's because it's my first time. I think if you ask me like 3 or 4 more roofs, I'd probably say it's the same as usual. Obviously, you're getting a much better finish. So I'm really pleased with the whole system and the whole setup. Obviously, I couldn't really show you the starting because I had the headset on, and it was aiming basically at the garage door instead of at the roof. So I couldn't really show you that. But yeah, it was a bit of a trial and error to get the temperature right to be able to see. But I basically, because I put it on 90 degrees to begin with, there was so much steam cloud that I actually couldn't see what I was doing. So yeah, 70 degrees I'd say is about where you want to be for a roof. Obviously, I'm no expert. I don't know. That was just my personal opinion. But as you can see here, it's coming out really well. And the end picture or video that you will see actually shows incredible results compared to what the cold water would be. As I said, I would like to do a test one day of half and half with cold water versus hot water. That will probably be in a couple of years when, you know, I've got 2 machines, 2 towers, etc. But yeah, anyway, for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a bit of background music in, enjoy the transformation, and I'll check back in with you later on. Right then, people, so I thought I would just sit down with you for a little while and tell you exactly what's been going on. The last clip you see was Thursday. Today is Sunday. This is the new kit, by the way, you've already seen. Yeah, I just thought I'd come on and basically tell you about a few things that have been going on. I haven't probably done a video in a couple of months. The last video you probably see was those roofs in London, which I went and helped out Terry. So let's start at the beginning, shall we? So after that video, I kind of decided that YouTube isn't quite something that is a task that needed to be so frequent. It was taking up a lot of time. It was also not becoming a passion, it was more of a chore. And that's not what the YouTube was for. It was to basically document the journey of this business. If you go back on my channel, you can see at the start we had like hardly any equipment, and now we've probably got everything we could possibly ever need. But yeah, it was becoming, like I say, a chore instead of something I wanted to do. Whereas I wanted to make this video because obviously this is something that I've wanted for a while. So this, like I said, is basically a miniature version of the PWS Compact. The only thing we haven't got on here is the frame. We haven't got a low pressure hose, which I'm working on. And we also haven't got the Vibro X. That's the only thing that's missing out of this setup as a compact. So I'm very pleased with it. Like I said, the only thing I needed to do now is put the low pressure hose on because we're dealing with 25-meter hose lock hose, which isn't ideal. It's too short, and it's also not a good option because I can't use the hose reel, the hose lock anymore. Anyway, enough of that. So anyway, YouTube is kind of back. I say kind of, it's not going to be like a weekly thing like I was doing before. The podcast as well, that plans to restart that, but yet again, probably be once a month rather than once a week. Simply reason of, I'm too busy, and I'm even busier now. So anyway, the story. I wanted to basically grow the business. I sat down one night with a notepad, just me, in my room, music in my ears, just listing off things that I want to do. What this is for me, a bit of plan, whatever else. So I sat down, I'm like, right, I want to grow this business because otherwise I'm going to regret it. So that's what I did. Went to Egypt 2 weeks, well, like a few days after that, for 2 weeks. Sat down, cleared my head, took my laptop, made a list of documents, Google Docs, whatever else, made a job opportunity, job description, updated my business plan. Just basically sat there and did loads of things that I wouldn't normally have time for. Come back, fresh mind, fresh attitude, fresh body. Took someone on. I had all that planned, so I was planning that while I was in Egypt. We planned that this person would come with me for a day on the Monday, which I got back on the Friday. And yeah, we go from there and see what happens. Turns out it was fine, absolutely great. Did about 3 weeks with me. No issue with work, good standard of work, good work ethic. A bit older than me, he was 31, and then I started having some issues. So it was fine, we were smashing out work. So instead of filling the calendar up like I normally would, normally being a job or two a day, I'd probably get to an amount of money and be like, right, that's enough for today, and then I'd book jobs in for another day. It wasn't like that with this, it was more like, right, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it properly, and we're gonna smash out work. I was probably only working to a week and a half in advance rather than like a month. That was simply because we had the capability to do that. Which meant the money coming in was fantastic. We were doing a lot more than what I'd be able to do just myself, and everything was good. And then all of a sudden, we had the 4th week, which I probably wouldn't say I was overworking, but I don't know what it was. But anyway, sick days, lateness, no shows started to happen. It was no longer, or he was no longer reliable, so I had to let him go. I'm trying to remember this story because this happened like 3 weeks ago from now. But yeah, anyway, so he wanted to be paid early all the time, so we basically worked it so that Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was his working hours week. He'd get the pay slip for the previous week on the Thursday, I would then pay him on the Monday, so we were kind of like a week in advance of payments. I feel like weekly because it's the only way I've ever got paid, and it's also, I think it's the nicest way to be paid rather than monthly. That's what we did. Anyway, he wanted to be paid kind of like every 2 days, and I was like, right, there's something going on here, because if you held out for another 3 days, you get a big lump sum, whereas you wanted to be paid kind of daily, is what I'd say. So there was a red flag there. Then I said he had a sick day, so in the space of 7 days, sick day, 25 minutes late, no show, no message till 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I then decided, right, I can't do this because I'm letting customers down. I'm booking jobs in for 2 people on a day, and this day there's no time to kind of, there's no time to be spared. So we were trying to do as many jobs as possible in as short amount of time as possible, smash them out. So I obviously had to let down customers. I'm still dealing with that now. Customers that were booked in 3 weeks ago, still their job hasn't been completed. Like the roof you see in this video, that was supposed to be a 1-day, 2-man job. It's now a 3-day, 1-man job because I can't devote a full day there. I've did the video you see this, that was a full day, but I had teething issues with the kit, like we had a few leaks, a few issues with the engine. I didn't really know what I was doing, wasn't really sure how I was using it. Fine now, just had a few teething issues, so we were a bit slower. So yesterday I went back to the other side of the roof, rinsed down. We're all done with the roof and gutters and things like that now. We've just got the driveway in to clean and resand, which will be done this week. But yeah, anyway, so I let him go. Sent a nice message saying thank you very much, mate. Honestly, it's been really good having you work for me. I'm afraid I can't really carry on like this because it's just not reliable and I'm creating a bad image for the business. I was kind of hoping that it'd be like, do you know what, mate, I'm really sorry, it won't happen again, kind of thing. I would have given him a second chance because it was working so well. But the response back to that message was, I want all the money I'm owed today, or I'm coming to your house to collect it, which was like aggressive. Me being me, I said, okay, didn't pay him that day because that's not who I am. Don't get bossed around by people demanding things when it's not in their control. So didn't pay him, expected a knock at the door, didn't happen. About 9 o'clock that night, sent me a message saying, please, I could really do it being paid, can you just sort me out, kind of thing. So because it was a nice message and I wasn't really in the mood or right mindset to be able to deal with anything like that, I just paid him and that was that. So yeah, I'm now facing consequences of being booked 2 people over the course of a few weeks, back to 1 man trying to do everything. If I'm honest, I feel a bit deflated, I'm a bit demotivated, just trying to get things done. It's not really the best place to be in business because you kind of want to be here all the time. I'm currently like here. I'm at the point where I kind of cannot be bothered to do things, which isn't a good place to be at all because then things go wrong. But it will sort itself out. I'm going to try and take a couple of days off just to reset sometime, probably a Thursday and a Friday in the next few weeks. So yeah, this is what business is like. Anyway, I'm not done with the employment thing. It's going to happen again. Like I say, I'm just a bit demotivated at the moment. I don't really want to deal with people. I'm just happy just to get these jobs out that are booked in, done, and then I can have a restart and a rethink. But yeah, so instead, the plan was, it's because this is working out so well, was to have the old machine, so the old system. I would have put a Vanguard engine in here with the electric start, have the boiler and the solar panels, and we'd have the old system. The Honda would have came out, and I would have took the low pressure reel. I wouldn't have had this new hose, I would have had my old hose and basically made do with the old stuff and probably sold the frame and the tank. I would have put my old machine on the trolley, because I've still got my wheelie bin and all the old bits. I've still got second triggers, lances, I've got all sorts. So we would have 2 systems, and then the money that I spent on this would have gone on a new van. So yeah, we would have probably had 2 vans, 2 machines, 2 bits of kit now, if I still had this person with me. So I thought I'd treat myself and get the system that I've wanted. Like I say, this has kind of been a dream to get everything powered by its own. Like we've got like a system now. I can charge my phone on the inverter, which is quite cool, in the van. So for example, if I ever like run out of power, or I don't know. Like I say, this has just been a thing that I've wanted for ages, and obviously I've got the fine tuning needle valve, which I've wanted as well. But yeah, we're all good and we're all cooking. So yeah, everything's kind of come together at once, and it's been a bit deflating. As a 22-year-old now, I've just turned 22. I didn't want to get to 50 and 60 and regret not going for it, so I'm not going to let that get in the way. I'm going to go for it again, and as I was listening to a few podcasts the other day, it takes probably 2, 3, 4 times of employing someone to get the right person. So from now, I think this is me, this is the van. If I did it again, I think I'm gonna let this van go out, and I want to get a window cleaning customer base back, and I want to stick another person doing that, and then eventually have a third person who come and helps me do these pressure washing jobs, the roofs and all that, and have the one person doing window cleaning full time. I want the stability, and plus I want the easiness of the job, because window cleaning is easy, let's face it, that I can train someone up in a day or two, and then they can go and do that full time. It also means that if someone decides to leave, quit, whatever, something goes wrong, it's not a huge turnaround. It's not something that I'm going to have to coach in terms of like chemical application, with all this kind of work, you know, fittings and all this and that. This is how this works. If this ever goes wrong, you can replace it like this. It's going to be pretty much easy, right? If this goes wrong, you know, you do this and you're back to work again. Window cleaning is fairly straightforward like that. But yeah, like I say, I've been doing a bit of mentoring as well. So we're mentored by a couple of people in the industry and also not in the industry. It's helped. At the same time, I haven't got the answers that I wanted. There is no easy path into business growth, is what I found out. But I'm just living with it. I'm currently broke. I'm joking, I'm not broke. I've spent, like I say, 7,000-8,000 on treating myself, and I still feel a bit deflated. I thought this would help. I thought this would be like, right, I want to use my new kit. I actually don't. But yeah, customers, if you're watching this, I am absolutely not deflated with the work. I'm deflated with trying to expand. But that hunger will come back. I know it will, because it's always been something I wanted to do. But yeah, we're still booking in jobs, we're still going for it. It looks like, so our April was an incredible month. April, or end of March, start of April, or the whole of April was an unbelievable month. We got more jobs in, we were so busy. I did our biggest month. So yeah, we're probably on the cusp of going VAT registered. So that's another thing. But yeah, anyway, that's enough of what's been going on. There's so much more I could go into, but this video is going to be like an hour video. I'm probably going to do a live stream at some point and answer any questions you may have, which will be on the YouTube channel. It will probably just be out of nowhere. I'm not going to plan it, because it's, like I say, I can't really plan things anymore. It kind of just whenever I've got time. But yeah, one last look at the new kit, as I said. So we'll start at the bottom. Vanguard electric start. It's a bit weird using the chokes and things different to Honda. Through the pump, we've got obviously our inlet. This is for the unloader valve. So I think this is a return to tank. This one here, return to tank, and then this one feeds off the needle valve to help us with the pressure. We've got 60 meters. We've got two 30-meter hoses on here that come out of the machine. So the pump goes into the boiler comes out and feeds the hose, so the water's always passing through the boiler, I believe. If we want to use the boiler, literally all I have to do is flick this switch and then turn the thermostat and the boiler's on. That's why I wanted the solar, because instead of having to plug in this plug, which comes out of here, into the customer's house, I wanted the easiness of just, right, steam, go. Which is why these two panels up here, which are a bit dirty, need a bit of a clean, to be honest, already. Give these two batteries down the side the power to be able to do that. So that is the system, and that is the system for the Forevermore. The diesel tank in there, which feeds the boiler as a burner. Yeah, we're all good, we're all cooking. But yeah, I hope you guys partially enjoyed this video. Obviously it's been a new setup release, and then it's also been a bit of a downer at the end of the video, but this is the reality of running a business. I will look back on this in a few months and be like, oh, at least I'm not there anymore. I'm quite grateful for that, and we've got on to bigger things and better things. But yeah, for now, this is where we're at. But yeah, I hope you guys are all going well. And yeah, it's good to chat with you all, I guess. Please leave a comment. It's good to hear from you all, every single one of you. If you're still making it to this point, I would like to, you know, just leave a comment saying how you're getting on. Just, you know, let us know. If any of you need advice, I'm not probably the best person to reach out at the minute, because, like I say, I'm just too busy with everything. But I'm always up for a chat. If you give us a call, feel free. And yeah, let us know what you think of the new system. Let us know what you think of the new Barnet as well. I don't think I've actually shown this on the channel. But yeah, I've got a scratch pair of Ray-Bans. Anyway, please leave a like and subscribe. And let us know if you want us to carry on doing the videos. Obviously, I find that roof cleaning videos are ones that don't really tend to get the views. I don't know whether it's because you guys don't really find them as satisfying or it's quite boring, because you're just stuck in one place, there's no change of camera angle, etc. But yeah, anyway, I'll leave that with you. Have a good day, good weekend. Whenever you're watching this, good morning, good evening, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.